Right now at 5, a Joplin business teams up with some volunteers to give Wildcat Glades a makeover.
And we are cloudy out there to start our Friday. Showers and thunderstorms on the way. We'll have a look at that forecast, get you out the door coming up.
Plus, the American Ambulance Association bestows sky-high honors on a Chanute, Kansas flight paramedic.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5 a.m. I'm Elise Noe.
And I'm Chris Warner. It is now a finally Friday in the 4 states. It is November the 8th.
How about that?
It's been a wild ride, wild year.
Certainly has.
Slowly but surely coming to a close.
There we go. But better way to celebrate them with this Friday.
Yeah, it's finally here. We made it. We've made it through the election season. We've made it through most of this year, what has been an active severe weather season for us around here as well. Thankfully, no severe weather on the horizon, at least not for us today or tomorrow, but showers and storms definitely on the horizon. Live look from our camera downtown Pittsburgh. A little difficult to see, but we do have cloudy skies out there. They've been increasing rather quickly this morning. MoDOT camera 20th and range line, aside from the clouds, looking all right. You can see it kind of bobbing around out there. It's a little bit on the breezy side, and it's going to be windy yet again today. Skywatch Storm Tracker in our immediate area, there is nothing, but you head a little further to the west, and there is something along the 35 corridor. So this is what we talked about. The showers and storms, you can see they are lifting from south to north, but the whole complex and the whole wave associated with all this will eventually get pushed off to the east. And as we go further into the day, that will allow for more showers and storms. So they'll start pretty early, especially across parts of southeastern Kansas and our western counties, and then again gradually begin to get pushed off to the east. So by about 4 o'clock, we're starting to see a little bit further east movement. So now we're along and west of the 49 corridor. Prior to 4, say prior to noon, most of the concentration is going to be along and west of the 69 corridor. Then we dig later into the evening, more scattered showers and storms, and then they really start to ramp up. Now again, no severe weather out there, but we'll see more showers and storms over a broader portion of the area the later we go into today. 50 in Joplin, 48 in Pittsburgh. So again, a bit cool, but warmer than average for many of us. We've got upper 40s and low 50s as we get this day started. Kids getting on the bus to get a little further west, some scattered showers out there, about 47, northeast winds 5-10. Most of us though just cloudy, dry, winds picking up, scattered storms increasing, about 62, and those east winds gusting 25-30 miles an hour. So again, scattered showers, chances gradually increase as we head later into the evening and overnight. So again, some of us may remain dry for a good portion of today, but then the other half of us will actually get some showers and storms. Again, want to emphasize, no severe weather is expected with this activity. We'll tell you how long this rain's going to last and when our next chances are coming up here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, thanks, Chris. Well, a flight paramedic from Chanute, Kansas will be recognized at a ceremony in Washington, D.C. for going above and beyond in his efforts to save lives. KOAM's Melissa Alexis has more on the story.
Josh Cavanis is a flight paramedic with EagleMed, and he was on his day off when he noticed a broken down ambulance that had a critical patient in it. That's when he stopped and jumped in to help. The program director remembers how selfless Cavanis was in that moment.
They needed help. He was able to assist.
Cavanis stepped in to help the crew start a blood transfusion and help dispatch a helicopter to transport the patient to Tulsa for more advanced care.
We're able to change a difference in somebody's life, and that's what it's about. Josh was off duty that day. He just happened to be driving at the right place at the right time.
Because of his dedication to saving lives, even during his time off, he will be recognized at the annual Stars of Life Awards ceremony in Washington, D.C.
A lot of our personnel don't get recognized. This one got recognized because he made a huge difference in somebody's life.
Being recognized for it, hopefully this will bring other people, and other people will develop an interest and see that it's maybe they don't even know about this career path.
Cavanis hopes the awards ceremony brings awareness to his line of work and inspires young people to consider a career in EMS, especially in rural areas where there's a need. He says the use of air medical services are in high demand in rural areas. This is because of EMS and hospital staffing shortages.
Our rural communities are, I hate to use the word suffering, but they are, because they don't have all the resources And that's what we try to bring to the community.
A community Cavanis is proud to serve. Reporting in Chanute, Melissa Alexis, KOAM News.
Cavanis will accept his award during next week's Stars of Life celebration in Washington, D.C., which will run from Monday through Wednesday. The Wildcat Village at Wildcat Glades got a makeover yesterday with help from some volunteers. The Joplin Lowe's store came out to the side as part of the Lowe's Hometown Heroes project. Now, it's a yearly tradition where the store partners with a nonprofit to work on a project together. This year, the Lowe's team joined with Wildcat Glades Nature Group volunteers to help build picnic tables, raised flower beds, and redo their screened-in porch area. Now, the project coordinator says they couldn't think of a more deserving organization.
It's great because they just need a lot of help, and unfortunately the parks see a lot of extra wear and tear with a lot of extra people, so we're down here just making sure everything looks nice, everything's fixed up, so it just feels really great to give back.
The Lowe's team also donated an estimated $3,000 in materials, which will be used for an addition onto a storage shed. Well, Sam's Club in Joplin got into the spirit of giving yesterday. The wholesale retailer presented a check for $70,000 to Freeman Health System officials on behalf of the Children's Miracle Network. The donation underscores the community partnership between Sam's Club and the CMN.
When we got involved with this is my 9th year here. When we got involved with this, it's more about what can you do in the community. You don't have to let it get personal before you make it personal. So we decide what the kids need, and we go after that. Maybe a piece of equipment or anything like that that they need a large funds for. That's what we set our goal for.
Freeman Health System is the local representative hospital for the CMN and is in fact the only Children's Miracle Network hospital in a 70-mile radius. Well, the season of giving will get underway soon here at KOAM. We're getting ready to kick off our annual Toy Box Toy Drive. For 36 years, KOAM and our community partners have collected new donated toys for deserving children in our area. Sign-ups are open now if you know a family who could benefit from this toy drive. Just scan this QR code for more information, including drop-off locations or how to donate and help brighten the holidays for some area children. And that's a look at this morning's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes, coming up on the KOAM Morning News. The final week of regular season football kicked off last night in Oklahoma. We'll have those details. Plus, Prince William rides on a sea rescue boat during his visit to Cape Town, South Africa. And we are tracking rain chances for today. We'll have what to expect with Chris Warner in the Skywatch Weather Center. You're watching the KOAM Morning News.
Well, Jasper High School volleyball has put together a special run, not only this year, but over the past 3 seasons. The Lady Eagles are 3-time defending district champions. For the first time in school history, Jasper High School volleyball is headed to the state tournament Final Four. Lady Eagles have an eye-popping 34-1 record on the season. They get cheered on by hundreds of supporters as they leave for Cape Girardeau yesterday morning. Yesterday was the culmination of hard work from much more than just this season. In fact, much more than the last 4 years.
They're a very, very special group. They've been together since 3rd grade. They've worked very hard even up till then. When I was coaching them in 3rd and 4th grade, we knew they were going to be something really special. As they went through junior high and into high school, they just kind of came together and gelled. They just work really, really well. They're not just good on the floor, they're good off the floor as well.
I actually started in 7th grade, so I know I was on B2 in 7th grade, and just even going to 8th grade, and I played with them since 8th grade, and just playing as a team and being able to have those connections. I know most teams graduate and then they never play again as that same team, but we have had the same team for 4 years almost, and we've done really good working together.
The final week of the regular season for Oklahoma High School football got started yesterday evening. Several of our local teams finished their playoff push. Jay Bulldogs are playing in possibly their final home game of the season. Jay welcomes in the visiting Bonita Hornets. In the first quarter, it's a 4th down play. Brady Rutherford completes his pass to Riley Bacon. That moves the chains for a first down. A little later in the drive, go to Michael Rogers, getting the handoff and scores the touchdown. Jay makes it a 6-0 game. Next Bulldog possession, Jay adds to their lead as Michael Rogers finds the end zone yet again. Jay leads 12-0, and they would hold that lead into halftime. So then we go on to the second half. Veneta finds some momentum as Bo Bennett is able to stay on his feet long enough to score the touchdown. Hornets make it a 12-7 game. Next drive for Jay, Ryan Taylor weaves through defenders, and it's a nice gain, but then he fumbles the football. Trey Filippi recovers it. Hornets get the football back. Veneta looks to capitalize. It's 4th and 11. Trey Tanner has plenty of time to throw, and he connects with Ethan Stevens and scores a touchdown to give Veneta their first lead of the night. Jay comes back in the fourth quarter to win it. Final score 18-14. Elsewhere in Oklahoma, at the 8-man level, Welch dominates its regular season finale. The Wildcats take down Watts 42-6 on the road. They're headed to the playoffs next week with a 9-1 record. Their only loss on the year came a couple of weeks ago on the road at Medford, who's in first place in District C3. Switching gears now to Missouri high school soccer. Carl Junction played in a district championship yesterday evening. The Bulldogs hope to keep their season alive. Bulldogs fight hard, but their season comes to an end on the road. One win short of a trip to the Class 3 state quarterfinals. They fall to Springfield Catholic 2-1. Bulldogs should not hang their heads, though. They put together an excellent season and finished the year with a 20-5 overall record. Still to come, we're going to see why the FDA proposes to remove a common ingredient in popular over-the-counter decongestants. Plus, I'm going to check out that rainy forecast when the KOAM Morning News returns. Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. It is coming up now on 5:17 in just a few more seconds on this finally Friday in the 4 states, and we've got more rainfall getting ready to work into the area. Now, right now, bulk of our area is dry, but it will not last much longer as we're expecting all of this activity progressively to start sliding east. So right now, it's really Wichita and points west. We've got some showers, and we've got additional ones back across Oklahoma, stretching south of Oklahoma City, and then another batch back to the west in the western portions of Oklahoma City, and of course this stretches all the way down north central Texas. All of this eventually will continue to push off to the east. So again, the showers and thunderstorms here themselves are lifting from south to north almost, but the complex, the wave that's pushing them, and you can see a little more of that push with this batch here, is going to eventually slide it further to the east. And as we go through the morning, it will not take long for a few isolated to scattered showers to start to roll into our far western counties, say in the next couple hours or so. And then by noon, you can see really west of the 69 corridor, that's where at least initially the best chances for showers and storms will be until we start heading into the afternoon. And we're starting to see this, again, glide east just ever so slightly. And by 5, we've got some showers and storms now west of the 49 corridor. And this will continue to be the case. Now, again, initially, the bulk of the rain and the thunderstorms will remain out to the west of 69. But later this evening, you can see it'll start to fill in pretty quickly, and then we'll get scattered showers and storms across the entire area. And this will continue overnight and into our Saturday morning. And by about noon, if you look, you can see the wind shift line right here just to the west of Stockton, running right through Monette and Cassville. This is that boundary. And once it clears on out, we're going to have sunny skies back behind that, and then we're going to have south winds picking up for us, and they're going to be gusting 25, 30 miles an hour, and that's going to usher in warmer weather for us for our Sunday. Not significantly warmer, but it'll be warmer, and then we'll start to get back to somewhat normal by Sunday before things warm back up once again. We are sitting at 50 in Joplin right now. We've got some cloudy skies out there. Wind is east-northeast at about 9 miles an hour. Temperatures across the region are above normal. They may still be cool, yes, but they're technically above normal. We should be in the low 40s or about right at 40, and we're into the upper 40s and low 50s this morning, so about 8 to 10 degrees above where we should be. As we go through the morning, again, scattered showers initially, and remember, for a good portion of at least today, the bulk of this activity is going to be west of the 69 corridor. So points east, you're just going to get the cloudy skies and gusty winds. It'll be mid-50s, upper 50s by 11 o'clock this morning. And again, as we go later through the day, scattered showers and storms will slowly begin to push east. Highs about normal today, hanging out in the low 60s, some upper 50s again out there as well, with those east winds gusting 25, 30 miles an hour. Those gusty winds continue into the overnight, and as mentioned as well, as we go further late evening and overnight, we'll have more widespread showers and thunderstorms out there, falling back into the upper 40s and low 50s again, so another above normal night. Over the next 10 days is what we're looking at. Storms again, first half of our Saturday, they'll clear out. Got a great Sunday. Temperatures getting a little above average here as we head into Monday and Tuesday. Then another cold front on Wednesday is going to bring us additional shower and thunderstorm chances out there. And that'll also help bring our temperatures back a little closer to normal. In fact, maybe even a little below normal by next Thursday. Look at Wednesday night, lows back into the upper 30s out there. And I do want to remind everyone, because I know what we went through just a few days ago, we are not expecting any severe weather with any of this rain activity or the thunderstorms, but some flash flooding could potentially be a concern. So if you know your route is prone to flooding, just do keep that in mind. That's a check of your forecast. We'll be back with Health Watch right after this.
Topping Health Watch this morning, the FDA is proposing to remove from the market a common ingredient found in popular over-the-counter decongestants. The FDA says there's evidence that the oral phenylephrine doesn't work. It's an ingredient found in brand decongestants, including Sudafed, Dayquil, and others. The effectiveness of phenylephrine has been debated for years. An FDA advisory panel in 2007 said it may be effective as a decongestant. Since then, a number of large clinical trials have concluded it's not effective when taken orally. However, the drug safety is not a concern. The FDA proposal now kicks off a 6-month public comment period, and the agency would then make a final decision on whether to pull the drug from store shelves. Well, it's an issue that's been in the news a lot lately. Food-borne illnesses can lead to hospitalizations and even death. And every year in the U.S., an estimated 48 million people get sick from their food. Mandy Gaither has the key steps to prevent food poisoning.
Of the millions of Americans who get sick from foodborne illnesses every year, the CDC estimates 128,000 are hospitalized and 3,000 die.
That just a small number of bacteria can actually cause illness.
Dr. Sanjay Gupta says many of the foodborne illnesses making headlines lately are happening outside the home. He says whoever preps food needs to pay close attention to temperature and avoid the danger zone, which is between 40 and 140 degrees.
So if you're getting cold food, it should be colder than 40 degrees. If you're getting warm food, it should be steaming hot, greater than 140 degrees. Do those things. That'll go a long way towards keeping you safe.
The CDC says protecting against foodborne illness at home can be done with 4 simple steps. First, clean. That means washing your hands before, during, and after preparing food and after handling things like uncooked meat. You should also make sure utensils, cutting boards, and countertops are clean, and rinse fresh fruits and veggies under running water. The next step is separate. Keep raw meat, chicken and poultry, seafood and eggs away from other foods. Don't use the same cutting boards during food prep. Third, cook foods to the right temperature. Using a food thermometer is the only way to do that. Finally, chill. Refrigerate perishable food within 2 hours. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Now, the CDC says to never thaw food on the counter because that can cause bacteria to multiply. Instead, thaw it in the refrigerator, in cold water, or in the microwave. And that's a look at some of today's top health stories. You're watching the KOAM Morning News.
Yeah, we are watching scattered showers and thunderstorms slowly pushing into our area. The latest on that forecast when we come back.
Right now at 5:30, MSSU plays host to more than 600 high school students for a business competition.
And we've got ourselves dry conditions for now, but shower and thunderstorm chances increasing today. A look at that forecast, get you out the doors coming up.
Plus, we have some advice from the experts on how to protect your home from unwanted bugs as the weather starts to change.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5:29. I'm Elise Snowy.
Then I'm Chris Warner. It is now finally Friday in the 4 states, November the 8th.
Yes, here we
We're
are.
closing in not only on Thanksgiving, which by the way is going to be here before you know it.
Which I'm excited for.
I am too.
I love Thanksgiving.
I think it's fantastic. And of course, that's when you can start the Christmas music
Yes.
and the Christmas commercials.
I agree.
Decorations is Black Friday, because really Black Friday, you're really shopping for Christmas. You can't say you're not.
Right.
I mean, there may be a
There
few
might-
of
yeah,
us
there might
out
be some
there,
good deals,
but
yeah.
most of us, we're doing Christmas shopping. So that's when it's an appropriate time to start. So we'll wait until then.
We shall.
We
Yes, we
better.
will.
We're also going to be dealing with rain, not snow today, which is probably a good thing because let me tell you real quick, out to our west in Colorado, this same system bringing estimates upwards of 40 inches of snowfall. In fact, over the last couple of days, 2/3 of the state of New Mexico have been under winter storm warnings. It has been colder in New Mexico. Their daytime highs have been cooler than our overnight lows. So let's be grateful we're not looking at 40 inches of snow. A foot of snow will cripple this area. We all know that. 40 inches of snow, it'd take days to recover from. But we are looking at rain eventually. Now, right now, we're dry. Our camera downtown Pittsburgh, MoDOT camera 20th and Rangeline. Dry. It is weaving a little bit because it's zoomed in, but it gives you the idea. We do have some gusts out there. Skywatch Storm Tracker, there's the rain. Bulk of it off to our west along the 35 corridor. We've seen some little pop-up showers here and there to try and get going south of our area into northeastern Oklahoma, and a few more around McAllister, just northeast. And so we could get a few isolated storms that'll come in a little further to the east, but it will be a little bit, but I'd say in the next hour or so, we'll start to at least see some shower activity rolling in to our western counties. And by noon, I want to remind you, the bulk of the rain, will be really west of the 69 corridor through most of today. It won't be until later this evening that we'll start to see shower and thunderstorm activity slowly pushing east because the storms are lifting from south to north, but the wave that they're associated with will eventually start pushing them to the east. We're sitting at 50 in Joplin right now, 48 in Pittsburgh, and around the region, temperatures above normal out there. We've got upper 40s and low 50s across the region. We should be right about 40 for our overnight lows. So again, a little warmer than normal. So for some of us, showers, otherwise cloudy, northeast winds 5 to 10, 47 when the bus picks the kids up this morning. When it brings them home, a few more scattered showers and storms across the area. Winds out of the east gusting 25, maybe 30, and we'll be about 62. And our highs today about normal. We're looking to go back up upper 50s, low 60s, and of course scattered storms increasing in coverage as we head later into the evening and overnight hours. I do want to remind folks, no severe weather is expected with any of this activity, which is good news. And we'll talk about how long the rain will last and how the rest of our weekend is shaping up here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, see you soon, Chris. Thanks. Well, as winter approaches, many of us are looking for a warm, cozy place to relax. But it's not just people who are seeking shelter. Unwanted bugs and rodents are on the move too, looking to move into your home. Now, we spoke to some experts in Galena, Kansas to find out how to keep these unwanted guests at bay this season.
They're also trying to store food, so typically in homes, shops, garages, things of that nature is typically where we're seeing animals try to get. And a lot of times you can do just regular maintenance on your home, just quick walk-arounds for shops, the house, if you have crawl spaces.
Wildlife experts say you should also not have any leaves from close to your home. This will stop animals like mice from congregating in that area. Well, KOAM is proud to team up with Day and Zimmerman for the Great American Flag Swap. Look for us today from noon until 1:30 near the Walmart parking lot in Parsons, Kansas, to swap out your tattered old flag for a free brand new one. Now, we'll have 100 flags, so make sure you show up early. Another reason to show up early, this is the last flag swap for the year. Pitt State had some art on display. The Art Majors exhibition wrapped up its run in the University Gallery in Porter Hall yesterday. Going up in its place next week will be a fiber arts exhibit of student work that will be open to the public. Visitors can check in and out on the second floor gallery. Well, if you have some young actors in your home, check this out. The Fort Scott High School Thespians announced auditions for Ho Ho Ho, the Santa Claus Chronicles by Pat Cook. Auditions are open for 1st to 8th grade children, and they take place from 6 to 8 p.m. on November 18th or 19th at the FSHS Auditorium. Now, productions are scheduled for December 13th and 14th. Interested families can just head over to our website, KOAMnewsnow.com, for more information. Well, the Junior Dragon Youth Basketball League is underway under the direction of Pittsburgh High School basketball coach Jordan Woods. The instructional program for 3rd through 6th graders stresses the fundamentals of shooting, passing, dribbling, defense, and the overall team game of basketball. Coach Woods says a big part of the program is creating a culture for Pittsburgh basketball.
But we just want to have that connection with them and make sure they know, hey, at some point, this is how I'm supposed to be playing basketball. Whenever they're out on their own, they're like, oh yeah, coach told me to do this, so I need to make sure I'm doing this whenever I'm playing, and hopefully they hear our lingo. That way later on when they're playing for the Dragons, they kind of know what's going on and what is to be expected of them.
The instructional program runs for 3 weeks. Teams will play their first games this Saturday. Well, hundreds of area high school students visited Missouri Southern's Plaster School of Business yesterday for the 3rd annual Business Gateway competition. Now, the goal of the free business competition was to bring developmental and recruitment opportunities to area students through the spirit of competition. The event also provided workshops covering such topics as video podcasting sessions and virtual production and filmmaking and advertising, as well as food experiments. Now, the competition also provided potential Lions a chance to check out the campus of Missouri Southern.
Give the local high schools a chance to practice more, get ready for their business contest, but then also we want to show what we have to offer here at Missouri Southern. And so the students that come to participate, they get to meet some of our faculty. There's also events around campus that they get to go to and see part of campus and really just see what Missouri Southern has to offer.
More than 630 students from 32 area schools participated in the event. And that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. Cuba's power outages continue after Hurricane Rafael hit the island as a Category 3 storm. Plus, Israel's new defense minister takes office as troops expand their ground operations. We'll have the latest. You're watching the KOAM. Topping World Watch, Prince William rides on a sea rescue boat during his visit to Cape Town, South Africa. The prince met with volunteers at the National Sea Rescue Institute and then took a short ride to Kalk Bay Harbor. Now, his royal visit to South Africa is promoting his Earthshot Environmental Prize that awards grants to 5 climate-friendly businesses every year. The prince has used his trip to highlight a number of environmental issues, including the volunteer work by the conservation rangers and the threat from the illegal wildlife trade. Well, Cuba is still reeling from power outages in the wake of Hurricane Rafael. The strong Category 3 storm rippling through the island Wednesday. As of yesterday, most provinces, including the capital city of Havana, are still in the dark. Some residents forming lines outside of hotels using power generators in efforts to charge their computers, cell phones, and other devices. Hurricane Rafael is said to be the 17th named storm of the season. Well, Israel's defense forces gets a new leader as troops expand their ground operations on multiple fronts. Trey Yingst has the latest on the ongoing conflict in the Middle East.
Beirut's southern suburbs hit hard overnight by Israeli airstrikes as the IDF continues its campaign to push Iran-backed Hezbollah back from Israel's northern border. One explosion hit near Lebanon's only international airport. It comes as Iran's supreme leader rallied military groups against Israel, saying the world will one day see Israel's downfall.
The enemy hasn't been able to overcome this organization, and it won't be, God willing.
This week, Israeli troops also expanded their renewed month-long ground mission into northern Gaza. Soldiers returning to areas targeted during the first days of the war to root out Hamas militants believed to be regrouping. All this happening as Israel's new defense minister, Israel Katz, officially takes over command of troops. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu tapped the country's former foreign minister after saying he lost trust in popular defense minister Yoav Gallant. In a farewell meeting with the IDF Wednesday, Gallant said he helped change the balance of power in the Middle East.
Things happened that had never happened before, and we set our enemies back decades.
And on the humanitarian front, more than 200 Palestinian civilians were allowed out of Gaza this week for medical treatment.
The patients are a mix of trauma patients, but also chronic diseases. We also medevac a lot of cancer patients.
Meanwhile, the State Department says aid into Gaza still needs to be improved, with the U.S. warning it may pull some military support if the aid situation isn't resolved by mid-November.
And that's a look at some of your biggest headlines from around the world. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 5:44 now on this finally Friday. We are, of course, starting with the Skywatch Storm Tracker, and again, in our immediate area, nothing out there yet other than the cloudy skies. But off to our west, here come the showers and thunderstorms out there. So right along the 35 and I-35, 135 corridors, rather, Wichita down to Caldwell, out to Kingman and Hutchinson, we've got showers and a few rumbles of thunder here and there. Then off to our south and west, stretching all the way down 35 back into north central Texas, showers and thunderstorms out there, and into the western portions of Oklahoma as well, all the way back to the Panhandle. We've got showers and storms. Now, some good news is, at least for our area, not anticipating any severe weather of any kind, which is great news. But we will definitely get in on this action as it continues to slowly but surely get pushed off to the east. And the best sign you can see of it pushing off to the east is this line right here. The bulk of the activity is really moving from south to north, but the wave itself will start to get pushed our way late this morning. And so I'd say in the next hour or two, we should start seeing some showers out there, maybe even a rumble of thunder. Now, for a good portion of our day, the bulk of any actual measurable, appreciable rainfall is going to be west of the 69 corridor. So here's the future track at noon. That's where the best rain chances are going to be. And because this is going to be a very slow push to the east, we'll spend a good portion of the day with really Kansas and Oklahoma getting in on shower and thunderstorm activity, and Missouri and Arkansas just kind of looking off to the west and seeing the clouds and maybe hearing the thunder without much more going on. But as we go later into today, we'll eventually have this system slowly start getting pushed to the east, and by 10 o'clock, maybe even a little earlier, we'll start to see a few more widespread showers and thunderstorms out there, and this activity will continue to slide off roughly to the east as, again, the wave starts to push off that direction. Saturday morning, 5 a.m., what do we have? Scattered showers and thunderstorms out there. Now, by about 9, here's that boundary. You can see the wind shift line right here, Nevada, Lamar, just east of Anderson, down toward Bentonville. By noon, that same line is now from Stockton, Monette, Cassville, and we're starting to wrap up. So we still have a few lingering showers on the Missouri side at noon, but out west, you can see skies are already clearing. So west of 69, starting to get some sunshine, and by late afternoon, we are all pretty much clear, just a few lingering clouds as this system rolls on out of here, and we'll have sunshine, gusty winds, though, on Saturday. Once we get behind this boundary, winds will shift out of the south-southwest, gusting upwards of 25 to 30 miles an hour. In Joplin right now, we are sitting at 50, winds east-northeast at about 9. And around the region, again, our low should be about 40, not quite at that point right now. We're about 8 to 10 degrees above that. So we're upper 40s and a number of low 50s across the region. This morning, the clouds, of course, helping keep us a little warmer, acting a bit like a blanket. So, depending on how quickly that wave starts pushing east, could see scattered showers as early as, say, 6:30, 7 o'clock. If it slows down a bit, then these rain chances will slide back in time a little bit. But still, otherwise, cloudy skies, scattered showers, upper 50s by 11 o'clock this morning. Into the afternoon, we are looking at highs into the low 60s and even some upper 50s, while east winds gusting 25, 30 miles an hour. I'll continue tonight into tomorrow. Then again, as I mentioned, second half of our Saturday, skies begin to clear. Mid-60s, we do a slight warm-up heading into the start of the next work week. Then we get another cold front Wednesday, more shower and thunderstorm chances, and more fall-like temperatures on the flip side of that. That's a check your
Well, an Oscars controversy kicks off today's entertainment report. Here's David Daniel with the Hollywood Minute.
Warner Brothers is taking on the Motion Picture Academy over the score of Dune Part 2. Variety reports an independent review has questioned whether the music is eligible for Oscar consideration. Hans Zimmer's Part 2 score included elements of his music from 2021's Dune. And Academy rules say a sequel's score can't use more than 20% of themes and music from a previous film. We'll see what happens when the Academy announces this year's 20 shortlisted scores on December 17th. We have episode titles for the 5th and final season of Stranger Things. This title tease indicates the season will have 8 episodes, take place in the fall of 1987, about a year and a half after season 4, and debut on Netflix sometime next year.
Yeah, I mean, that was a selling point.
Richard Gere is heading to Spain. He and his wife, Alejandra Silva, are moving there to live closer to her relatives. They'll have some traveling money. They've just sold their 6-bedroom Connecticut home for nearly $11 million. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Well, a tree from outer space sounds like science fiction, but a Virginia middle school now has one of its very own. And it's all thanks to a NASA program that plants moon trees from the Artemis 1 mission here on Earth. As Avery Davis reports, the school is using the tree to help teach students science.
I look at this more of a symbol of curiosity, right? And how kind of simple ideas of, hey, I'm going to send a seed to space and see what happens when it gets back.
This loblolly pine named Luna has grown roots on Charlottesville Catholic School's front lawn. Science teacher Mike Brusha says he applied for NASA's Moon Tree program 2 years ago. Now his students get to help it grow.
So far, it's been a student-led, right? We have had a couple students plant it. And yeah, it's intended for the school to work together to kind of maintain it.
Brusha says Luna will be a big part of his curriculum from here on out.
There's some plans with elementary school and how they work with plants and trees. Within middle school, we're always looking at experimentation and data acquisition. And then to look at that over a long-term set of data is really great learning for students.
Brusha students say they're excited to watch this moon tree grow and maybe one day become like the astronauts who took it to space.
That makes me want to like study science more and then try to like become like an astronaut or a scientist.
Brusha says the lessons from Luna go beyond science. It's about teaching students resilience and that little things can go far.
This thing went to the moon and back, and it's going to grow, right? So I'm going to think about you as a student, you know, the trials and tribulations of being in middle school, right? You're going to have those headwinds, but you still have all the opportunity to be successful as, you know, anybody else would be.
Well, NASA's Office of STEM Engagement partnered with the U.S. Department of Agriculture to fly 5 species of tree seeds aboard Artemis 1. Now, it's part of a national education initiative to spark student interest in science, technology, engineering, and math. Stick around. We'll be right back. Well, 2 major American chain restaurants will soon be under one roof. IHOP and Applebee's are coming together to open a joint restaurant in the U.S. Now, the parent company of both chains, Dine Brands, says the joint restaurant will be in Seguin, Texas, and doors could open as early as 2025. Dine Brands says plans have been in the works for years, and there are currently joint IHOP and Applebee's chains in Mexico, Canada, and Saudi Arabia. Well, wake up because today is National Cappuccino Day, observed every year on November 18th. The traditional Italian coffee beverage consists of espresso, heated milk, and steamed milk foam. But in the age of Starbucks and designer coffee, the cappuccino has been spiced up quite literally with all sorts of additions. This time of year, one of the most popular add-ons appears to be pumpkin spice, but the cappuccino can be customized in countless different ways.
That's a good day for a cappuccino. It's a bit on the cool side. I mean, we're warmer than where we should be, but Need something warm to start your day, right? I mean, like I said, for me, anything that's really less than about 70 degrees starts to get cold for me, okay? I don't do the cold very well. We got scattered showers. Now, again, depending on how quickly this wave gets pushed to the east, these times may get slid back a little. But initially, any rain we see for the first portion of our day is going to be west of the 69 corridor. The rest of us will just be cloudy and breezy. East winds gusting upwards of 25, 30 miles an hour. Highs today, upper 50s, low 60s again. Scattered showers and storms progressively pushing further east, and as we get later into the evening and overnight, all of us will get in on the shower and thunderstorm activity out there, and we'll fall back once again, upper 40s and low 50s. And again, the good news is no severe weather expected. We don't need any. We're not going to get any. As we head into our Saturday, the first half of our Saturday, scattered showers and storms. It's still breezy. Then on the backside of this front, we get south winds gusting 25, 30 miles an hour, and skies are expected to clear pretty quickly behind the rain out there. We're going to warm up a bit into next week ahead of another cold front Wednesday with more shower and thunderstorm chances. That's a check of your forecast. We're back with more right after this.